Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a new video. So I wasn't planning on going out and filming today, but I actually came across this 2022 WRX. This is a premium model in World Rally Blue. As you guys know, in a couple videos ago, I actually went out to go check one out, not necessarily to buy one or anything. I just wanted to see it in person and kind of get a better idea of just, you know, what it looks like, how I feel about it. But seeing these two side by side, holy moly, they went in the wrong direction. I mean, obviously mine's modified to, you know, my liking, so I'm gonna be a little biased, but the overall aggression and sportiness is just, I mean, hands down. I think the previous gen or current gen, whatever you want to call it, the V8 chassis is way more aggressive, way more sporty looking overall, whereas this one just seems a little bit softer, more geared towards daily driving and just, you know, more of a commuter car than something like this, where you can definitely see the racing heritage kind of spewing at the seams and with the wing and everything. Granted, this is an STI and that's WRX, but cool to see side by side. Also, the color difference between World Rally Blue and Lapis. Yes, this still has the coverings and stuff on it, but if we go take a look at the price, I think I looked at it quickly. It was $36,245. Again, this is a premium model, so pretty expensive, to be completely honest. I mean, premium models I believe were in low 30s. 36 was basically a limited price, a limited WRX. I got mine, I believe, for 35 out the door. I think it was just under 36 out the door. So for not even the top tier trim, and it being a WRX as well, that's quite a bit of money. But overall, it doesn't, the front end is not that bad. Granted, it's still, like I said, has the wrapping on it, so you can't really see the full effect. But it, you know, it's still not my taste. The front end, I really don't mind as much as I initially did. But as we start going to the sides with the plastic cladding and everything, it's just no way. I'm not a big fan of this part right here where it kind of bumps out. I don't know, it just looks a little, I don't know, definitely needs some more work. Again, the whole entire plastic cladding is along the bottom, and it's kind of like that honeycomb finish along the whole thing. The back is just, as we all know, not it whatsoever. I mean, if we look side by side between mine, sorry, mine is very dirty, but I don't know, it's just not, I don't think it's it. Airflow Dynamics did end up painting a few of the plastic bits. They did the trim around the wheels, or the cladding I should say, and then they just recently painted the rear bumper, and I believe they cut the paint off at this line, so it definitely does look better, but still there is a lot left. I mean, there's so much just blank plastic right here that it just, I don't know, it just does not look good whatsoever. I mean, again, you know, they're starting to modify them, so it does look a little bit better. I mean, just looking at them side by side, just the hips and everything, it just looks so much more aggressive. And I know it's hard to compare from mine to this just because mine's modified and lowered and, you know, properly fitted with some nice wheels and all that. So I don't know, I definitely am still upset about the whole entire debacle about no longer an STI. The interior is nice, kind of hard to see with all the glare, but it just looks like a commuter car. It just looks like a basic, you know, Subaru, I guess. It doesn't look special, it doesn't look any different. It's pretty much the same infotainment, same steering wheel, same trim kind of stuff on the interior as all the models in their whole entire lineup, whereas the WRX and the STI has always been a little bit different, a little bit more geared towards, you know, the sporty side of it, more race car, I guess, if you want. I'm glad I got to check one out in person. My mindset really hasn't changed at all. I have been seeing a white one drive around once in a while. You know, it does look good coming at you, the front end. And I'm sure my mind will change a little bit once I actually see a nicely modified one in person. But I don't know. I had some thoughts about actually trading in the truck to get one. Not necessarily something I'm 100% on since I love the truck so much, but I have been thinking about it. I mean, it would be a good daily overall. I think it would be kind of cool to, I don't know, bring it to the channel and do some things and see if I like it or not. I don't know. I'm really indecisive on that decision since I did just get the truck not too long ago, and I've been absolutely loving the overall truck life and just driving that around and everything. But I don't know, it definitely has crossed my mind just to see if I like it, see if I can kind of make it my own and maybe change people's mind about it. But who knows, this is the first one I really got to see up close, and it's still not what I thought. The headlights up front are a little too small. They're a little like squinty looking, whereas the grille is too big. So there's definitely some design cues that should be revisited and fixed. I'll be curious to see the LCI or the refresh that they do later in the generation year, like they did with the 2018 Plus, where they changed out the bumper and the headlights and all that stuff. So either way, I'm glad I got to check one out, but still, this one is for me. All right, guys, so back in the garage. I hope you enjoyed those in-cabin clips just to get an idea. I'm still getting used to the power and just the overall everything going on, since the car feels totally different than what it was. So I'm just kind of trying to drive it as much as I can, get used to it, and then be able to formulate an opinion and get a more clear understanding of everything going on. But so far, absolutely love it. It sounds insane in person. Again, putting it on camera and trying to get some clips of it really doesn't do any justice. So it's really hard to capture that. I will do my best when I really go out and get some, proper in-cabin footage, as well as, flybys and all that stuff. I will do my best to try to get an accurate representation of the sound of this thing. But this thing is amazing. I've been ripping it around all day today. There was literally zero feedback knock or any fine knock learn or anything like that. I think I saw one negative 1.4, which is 110 million% normal. So as I'm actually seeing less of that than I did with the previous setup, which is pretty crazy. So after every drive, I end up putting up the hood and everything, kind of checking everything out just to make sure there's no leaks or anything abnormal, and it has been totally fine. One thing I did update, I actually changed the clamps right here back to the original Cobb hose clamps that it came with, to the black ones. It looked a little better than just using the stainless ones here. I'll probably end up getting new titanium ones, like the one I have, you can't even see it down there on the Y pipe hose. But for now, I just wanted to throw the black ones on there just because I can't stand the silver. These ones are not that bad. They came with the turbo inlet with the gold screw. It actually is the same ones that are on the radiator pipe right here. But I still prefer the titanium ones, and it gives it a nice look. But whatever, I'll get some more later down the road. The other ones, as you don't know, when they were putting everything back together, they weren't clamping down properly or enough to be able to seal everything properly. So they just used some stainless ones. But I was also glad to be able to check out a 2022 WRX in person just to get an idea of it. And, as you guys can tell, I was still disappointed by it. Nothing really spoke to me in person. Then I was like, wow, that looks cool, or that looks better in person. The front end, like I mentioned, it still doesn't look that bad. I think that is the best looking part of the car. If I had to pick, some part of the car that was decent, the front is probably the best part about it. Again, I didn't get to test drive it or anything. I didn't schedule it. I didn't line anything up. I am trying to line up a test drive so I can get a proper opinion on it. But that was literally, it just came off the truck this morning. I saw it getting loaded off the truck. So I came back and I was able to do a couple clips just kind of talking about it, walking around and having the car next to it. Now, as for in-cabin footage, you guys know I used to use my stock seats. I used to put my camera in between the headrest and the seats and kind of sandwich it, and that's how I used to get the driving videos. But now that I have the matching Recaro, I'm not able to do that. So what I ended up doing, I actually picked up one of those Joby tripods, the little bendy ones, so I can use my good camera and actually wrap it into the harness hole here and position it so I can get some proper in-cabin footage. So that is to come. Like I mentioned, some proper in-cabin footage, as well as flybys and exhaust sounds and wastegate sounds. So I'm really looking forward to making those videos, because I really want to kind of showcase just how awesome this car is and sounds and everything. It is wild. I still can't believe how loud it is once the wastegate opens. Before we end this video, I just wanted to clear one thing up. A lot of people were having some questions about, you know, everything going on with the Cobb green speed, that whole thing. And I just got my car retuned. I got, you know, a new turbo and a bunch of other stuff put on. So a lot of people were asking me, you know, how are you able to tune it? Did it go through the access port? What's going on? I thought you weren't able to do that. But what I want to talk about real quick is that my car is 100% emission compliant. I didn't remove any emission related hard parts. You know, I'm still catted. I still have the stock TGVs and all that stuff. So nothing was removed emission related. So totally fine. If you have a catted downpipe and all that stuff, your tuner is still able to tune through the access port. You know, people are freaking out thinking they're not going to be able to tune their cars anymore or be able to do everything that I did without running into issues. And fortunately, you know, for my setup, no issues at all. There's really nothing to fret about, nothing to be nervous about. You can literally do my exact setup and be able to tune on the access port with your tuners and stuff and have no issues at all. The only people that are running into issues, obviously, are if you're catless, if you're going to TGV deletes and you're running flex and all that stuff. That is when tuners and people and people that are building their STIs and all that, that is when they run into the issues. But for me personally, no problems, no check engine lights. You guys saw in the previous video, there was no check engine lights. There's just the TPMS light on. People were asking about that. I don't run TPMS in my wheels because I prefer the metal valve stem that comes with the wheels. I don't like the rubber one that is on the stock TPMS. So that is why I don't run TPMS. I just said TPMS a lot, but you get the drift. As you can see, the car is absolutely filthy. It was kind of embarrassing driving it around today. There's bugs riddled all on the front of it. It's starting to get warm out, so the bugs are coming out. And when I was driving home from my shop, it was just getting destroyed by the bugs and everything. So I'm going to give it a proper wash this weekend. As I mentioned, I really hope that I can get a chance to do a wash and talk. Just kind of, I don't know what I'm going to talk about, but I really want to do one of those. It's been a while, and you guys seem to enjoy those. And I also have been thinking about switching up the wheels again. I really want to get a really nice set of Volks. As to which Volk or which model I'm going to go with, I'll leave that, I guess, a little bit of a surprise. I'm not going to do it just yet, just because of everything that we've done here. You know, that took away a little bit of the funds for a little bit. I also would like to refresh the suspension and everything. I also have, or I'm waiting on the carbon backs for the Recaros to come in. So quite a few things in the works for the STI. This thing is a never-ending project. Absolutely love it. And I still love that I'm so interested, and it's keeping my attention still after all these years and just continuing to make it my own. But yeah, guys, that is all I got for this one. Just a fun little video. I'm glad we're able to you know, check out the WRX, as well as get a few in-cabin clips of the new setup. I know you guys were kind of chomping at the bit to get some sound clips, and I figured I would just throw a few in there. Just some really quick ones as I was kind of cruising around and enjoying the car. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions at all about the STI or the truck or anything else, please ask them in the comments below. But in the meantime, keep it clean, keep it simple, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.